Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Superficial Charm, the only music review show on YouTube ran by an angsty teenager who isn't really sure that his emo phase is a phase. So with 2019 drawing to a close, I have gone through the entire year's worth of music and picked out my top 10 personal favorite albums of this year. They are in order, and I will be bringing that content to you here right now. Obviously, it's my opinion, and if I'm being very honest, my music taste is a little bit different. So, hopefully, you guys don't hate it, but there are also some some pretty well-known ones on here. So, without further ado, we are going to get into the honorable mention. First up, Royal Coda's second album, Compassion, came out, and it is absolutely wonderful. The addition of Will Swan to the band has really made it come into its own. I was fearful that it would sound a little bit too much like the Happiness era Dance Gavin Dance, especially with this album being called Compassion. And while that's great, I would absolutely love that, I don't want Royal Coda to be one of those bands that falls into the "oh, you're a discount Dance Gavin Dance" category. But this was not it. Royal Coda worked amazing together. The album is very versatile. Kurt Travis on vocals, absolutely amazing. And this is absolutely where he belongs right now, as long as he continues to keep doing solo stuff as well. The second honorable mention goes to Landon Tours with his Withdrawals EP. Now, the only reason it is an honorable mention and did not make the list is because it is only an EP. There's not a lot of songs on this album, but it is really good from Landon. It is also very experimental in tone, going for more of a trap feel opposed to his regular R&B songs. It's still really good to listen to, and there is a full-length review of the album on my channel. The third honorable mention goes to Ariana Grande and her Thank You Next album. It's really good. It got me into her music, and she's actually really good. I know most people call her overrated, but she's really not. She's actually just really talented. So Thank You Next, if you haven't listened to it, absolutely do. Coming in at number 10, we head back to Kurt Travis for his solo album, There Is a Place I Want to Take You. Or There's a Place I Want to Take You, same thing. But this album is really good. I did not think he could follow his last with such intensity and passion, but I was wrong. There's a couple features from Andres on there. And again, there's no one song that sounds like the other. Kurt Travis is extremely versatile, and this album really shines and shows what he's capable of when he really puts his heart into a project. I don't know when we're gonna get the next one, but as long as he keeps consistently putting stuff out in different projects, I am not going to be hurt, because we're getting some pretty good music from him. The tracks that I would recommend off this, my personal favorite songs from the album, are Too Much Space feat. Andres, And then It's You. I really liked It's You. It reminded me a lot of Eternity Forever, and you guys know I'm a big fan of the band that only put out 4 songs and then left a big giant hole in my heart. But number 10, congratulations for making my list, which doesn't give you any accolades or credit whatsoever, Kurt Travis. Okay. Number 9, we are moving into a little bit more obscure territory here with JPEG Mafia's All My Heroes Are Cornballs. Now, Peggy is a different guy, and I mean that in the best possible way. He's very experimental with his rapping. His beats are surreal. There's tapping. There's obscure samples. Man, if you're a Death Grips fan, chances are you are going to like Peggy. I watched a concert of his once, and he blew his mic out in the 3rd song screaming, and then just finished the concert with the mic like that. He's absolutely different, but I think he's the future. I think he's really, really talented, and I think he deserves more recognition. The track that I would recommend from this album is Forgive Me, Jesus, I'm a Thought. So yeah, check out JPEG Mafia, check out All My Heroes Are Cornballs, and keep an eye on him in 2020 because he's gonna do some big things. Coming in at number 8, Crybaby is back with K12. Melanie Martinez put out a movie for her album, and it is absolutely extraordinary. The choreography is beautiful and difficult, and the songs all have meaning laced behind their metaphors. It's not, I wouldn't call it as baby as the last album was, but it definitely has a general theme of pastel and softness to it. This album is filled with good songs, man. Wheels on the Bus, High School Sweetheart, Strawberry Shortcake. Just watch the whole movie. Watch K12. It's free on YouTube, and it's an experience. I'm super proud of what she's accomplished because she came back from a controversy, and she owned her craft. She did what a lot of people wish they could do, and she actually told a cohesive story with one of her albums. Check out K through 12 by Melanie Martinez. And in at number 7, we have Jesse, or more commonly known as Jesse Rutherford with Garage Band. Now, there is a full-length review of this album up on the channel. If you want to hear more about that, go back and watch it. It is, I believe, all made on GarageBand, hence the name. It's super before its time, I think, in the way that every song sounds completely different than the previous one. There's some trap there, which he's known for. There's some rock there. There's some more pop-sounding ones. There's some more straight rap-sounding ones. It is a whole trip, and yeah, Jesse just consistently puts out good music, and I think that he's gonna put out more and more in the future. There's a diss track on Black Bear called Puppy Love. That's a good one. There's a song called Bye, which is my personal favorite from the album. And then there is Hollywood Friends, which is what it sounds like. And then Junkie, which is also what it sounds like. So make sure to check out GarageBand. It is definitely up there with one of the more well put together experimental albums of the year. Number 6 is Igor. Do I do it on purpose? You're never gonna know, are you? By Tyler, the Creator. If you haven't heard of this album, then you probably don't like rap, because it is extremely popular. Tyler poured his heart and soul out, and it's just beautiful from start to finish. I can't really do it justice with the descriptions. Obviously, there's a lot of features on there from the likes of A$AP Rocky. Just everyone's in this album. I can't really think of anybody off the top of my head, but it's insane how much dedication was put into this album. Personally, it's my favorite Tyler, the Creator album to date. Cherry Bomb fans, please don't destroy me. Please. I have a family, and I'm trying to get my life together. But anyway, yeah, man, Igor by Tyler, the Creator. It's number 6. It's just a really good album. Check it out. Number 5, and oh my god, is that a rock album? Do we see something that's not trap, or what's happening? What? Is that not a pop album? It kind of is. Sorry, but it is a rock band. Bring Me the Horizon's Emo is number 5, and you see a common theme with this album is bands branching out into other styles and trying to experiment. And this is definitely the most experimental thing Bring Me the Horizon has ever done. Disregarding the EP they dropped yesterday, which does not qualify for this year's top 10 list and will qualify for next year's because they dropped it late. But anyway, this album is great. There were some tracks on it that I didn't particularly care for, such as Nihilist Blues, but there were also just some of the best tracks I've ever heard in my life, like Heavy Metal and Mother Tongues. Heavy Metal is probably one of my top 5 songs this year, just because of the versatility in it. It gets progressively more rock and just ends as a screamo song when it starts out as a straight pop song, and that was the coolest thing in the entire world to me when it came out. If you like a little bit more pop with your rock, then Emo is going to be the album for you. Bring Me the Horizon just keeps getting better and better with each passing year, and I'm 100% sure that they are doing what makes them happy, which should make their fans happy. Number 4, this band quote tweeted me on Twitter and told me thank you for the love, and I love you too, A Marionette, because Evolution is one of the best albums I have ever heard. I'm not kidding. There was such good music this year. Otherwise, this would be first on another year. Like, these top 4 songs are top tier. These top 4 albums are top tier. But Evolution is just, they're really phoning in the new disco sound, and they're the kings of it. No one is doing it as well as they do it. It sounds so different than anything that's out on the radio. Accidental Obsession has been stuck in my head for around 8 months. And then you have songs like Be Nasty, also featuring Andres, who's popping up periodically throughout this entire list. But they don't take themselves too seriously, and that is good. So I I think you should take most of their songs seriously, though, because they have a really great sound to them. Like, a marionette, I hope they never change from the style they have right now. Or at least, I don't want to say that. I think there should be a couple more albums with kind of this new disco feel to it, because it's honestly one of my favorite genres of music ever, and nobody's doing it like a marionette is doing it. Number 2 is one that came out super early this year, and I've come back to it periodically and almost never turned it off. We are talking about Peach Club by Emarosa. Full-length review is on the channel. It is absolutely great. A pop masterpiece. So Bad, Cautious, Given Up. Listen to them. Pause the video and listen to them. Come back. I'm waiting. That was wonderful, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. You loved that. You can't deny it. What is that? You only listen to metal music? Yeah, that made your heart happy, and you can't tell me it didn't. Okay. That's it. Coming in at number 1, what else could it be? When We All Fall Asleep, Where Did We Go by Billie Eilish. Don't click off the video. That's not number 1. I can't say that with a straight face. I'm sorry. Number 1 is something that's very important to me. It's an album that resonated with me very deeply in its sound and its lyricism and its feeling, and that would be Dayseeker's Sleep Talk album. It is just wonderful. Even today I can't find the words to describe it. It's kind of in the vein of The Plot in You, but something's just a little bit more different. It's like The Plot in You had a child with Landon Tours and I the Mighty. It's a sound. It's like my emotions made an album. Like all of my just like sad, dark, angsty emotions made an album. And then my happiness was like, let me slither into this instrumental right here. And like, it's just indescribably good. Listen to this album. If you didn't see the video where my head is shaved and I'm visibly going through it, still, I'm doing a lot better now. This album still holds up. This album is going to hold up forever for me. It is one of the most important albums I think I've ever listened to. Dayseeker, never change. You're helping a lot of people right now. Just please keep doing what you're doing. Alright, well, I hope you guys liked the video. I know it might have been a little disjointed, but I actually had a list out this time, so we are slowly but surely improving. I'm going to try to keep videos regularly coming. It might be a little bit easier once I get back to my dorm, but I hope all of you guys had a good Christmas. I hope you have an amazing new year. And I cannot wait to see what 2020 brings. Like, subscribe, share this video on MySpace. Kidding. Don't. Or do. I don't know if MySpace is still running. Thank you.